Okay. It's time to learn some licks. So here's what the deal is. Here's what we're doing here today. We're learning licks for Instagram. I post licks every day on Instagram. Try to anyway. And in order to do that, I have to learn these licks. So now you get to watch as we learn these licks. And if you're a supporter on Patreon, let's see if I can get to, here we go. If you're a supporter on Patreon, then you can get all those licks all at once. And so that's a pretty cool thing to do, right? But here's the process. So we're going to listen to this. Here's a recording I know has some cool stuff in it, this YouTube video. And we're just going to listen to it. And when you find the thing that you like, you just stop the recording, go back, try and figure it out. That way you end up playing things that you like. If you learn licks from a video or from a book that you don't like, but somebody says, hey, here's a great lick, that's good. But you can end up playing a lot of licks that you don't like or a lot of things you don't like, and you might not learn more about the sound that you do like. So we're trying to learn more about the sound that we do like. And, of course, let me know if anything's wacky with the video or the audio or anything like that. Hello, Riche, whatever your name is. Where are you watching from? Where's everyone watching from? I'm curious. Okay, so we're just going to listen, see where the guitar solo starts, and when we find something we like, we're just going to learn that. That's all we need. I like that. New York, like New York City. I'm not from the city, so that's the big city to me. All right, let's slow it down. What a nice, neat and tidy lick. Uh, 12 miles from Beth Woods, very country type area. Yeah, that's where I'm at in Maine. And happily so. I'm not a big city person, really. Okay, so now we got to write this stuff down so you don't forget it. And actually, I should mention, if there's any licks that you like from a YouTube video, and it has to be a YouTube video because I need to be able to show the person playing it, then leave that in a link in the comments, and we can make that one of the Instagram licks if that interests you. Oops. Boom. Great, okay. Let's call that flat 9. Goes to F minor 7. Okay. We might as well fix this stuff as well. Great. So, what can we learn from this? He's kind of focusing around this on a G minor 7 flat 5. Let's see if I can switch this. So G minor 7 flat 5. It's kind of doing this D flat major 7. That's a cool sound. And then diminished triad off the third of the C7. Great. That's number 1. 5 down. 5 to go, not 5 down. That's a good one right there. I don't think it has to be. Hey Keith, how's it going, man? Good to see you. I don't think it has to be a lick on guitar. It can be kind of anything. Here's the weird requirement though. It has to be able to be like a relatively clean frame of the person playing, so that when I put it on Instagram, you're scrolling through your phone, you see clearly in the thumbnail it's like there's so and so. So if it's like you can't see who it is or something, it might be an awesome lick, but it just isn't super useful for the Instagram thing. So make sure that there's that at least. Okay. Nice. We got what we need. Okay, so this one is 5, 7, sharp 5. Boom. So I got the timestamp of what you want, but I don't think, maybe it's not possible to comment a link in the chat. Is that possible? If you describe like what I should search on YouTube to find it, like what's the exact name of the video, I'll probably be able to find it that way, but it's possible that you can't send a link through the chat. Or at least I'm not seeing it. If everyone else can see it, maybe I'll find another way to find it, but yeah, okay. should vary this up a little bit so it's not all Mike Moreno. What about Peter Bernstein? Oops. There's one that I liked, Peter Bernstein. Yeah, I think there's some good stuff. Oh, here's your, okay, I got your, let's see. I assume you're talking about this one. Or maybe that, oh, this is a cover. Probably not, right? Maybe it is. Oh yeah, it probably is. Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. It's a cover of The Joie de Vivre. Okay. 12. Yeah, that's all right. So I probably won't use that for the Instagram licks, but we can still write that down. Or not write it, let's not write it down, but let's at least, I'll talk it out. I'll talk it out. So all this stuff is fine. But the cool part about this lick is the right? And really that's just go down 3, up 1, down 3. And you can do that with a lot of different rhythms, obviously. And so the rhythm of this version. Yeah, it ends up being quarter note triplet eventually. It's not all of that, but it's mostly just quarter note triplets. And that's probably the way you'd want to play patterns like that. That's a cool way to do it. Okay, let's stick with this. At the end, that chord thing. Aaron says, after you're done with the live stream, are you going to upload it? Yes. So it'll be the live stream immediately will go to Patreon. For people who don't know, Patreon, check it out. The live stream will go immediately to Patreon, and luckily, since it's going to be on YouTube as soon as it's done processing. It'll just be there. The licks I'm going to film today, so all the licks and all that stuff will come later. But ideally soon, because I need to. At least by tonight, because I do need to post one of those licks tonight. But, yeah. So I'm not going to write that down right now because that's a lot of notes to write down, but I will talk through what is going on there. It's basically this pattern of just all fourths, right? And he's harmonizing that kind of within the pentatonic scale, right? Or the blues scale, really. Like if you think about what the melody is here. Right? But he's just putting these fourths under the whole thing. And then he ends on this B flat 11, because they're playing a blues in E flat, right? But that B flat 11 has the, it's like playing an E flat sus, basically. See if I can get it more up to the right speed anyway. Yep, there it is. Okay. So, probably not going to write that one down right now, but you'll be able to get it on Patreon. Okay, let's find some more. Let's see what Rotan plays. Uh-oh, lost the camera here. It's all right. I believe I have another battery. Hey, it's just that easy. Not bad. Hey, just like that. Okay. Having a tough time. All right. So, starting to wonder whether or not this particular lick is worth it. Not gonna bother. That's kind of cool. Instagram. Oh, it's just Eli Gilbert Guitar. Here we go. Just like that. Okay. That's the issue. Now I get okay. Boom. Okay. Larry Coryell has some good licks on all the things you are off of. Is that an album? Unfortunately, I can only do things that are going to be videos because I need to be able to post the video of the person playing the lick in the Instagram post. It's kind of a weird rule, but that's kind of how this thing is working. Somebody else now. How about this? This is always good stuff. That in itself is very cool. Okay. Great. 4. That means we got 2 left. Another nice one. Check that one more time. Wasn't so hard. Yikes. It's a good one. One more. All right. There we go. That's all 6 licks. Very nice. Let's see. Do you ever transcribe without guitar? Yeah, sometimes. Not as much as I used to. It's a good idea, though. It's a great idea, actually. Okay. Let's just do this real quick. Ha! Okay, so we learned our 6 licks. But now, gotta make the videos of the licks, gotta finish tabbing everything out, all that. Gotta produce that stuff. So that's probably gonna be later today, if not late tonight. But if you want all these licks all at once, the notation in the video, blah, 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 then you should subscribe on patreon.com/Eli Gilbert Guitar. Ooh, looks like that says Eli Gilbert Guitar, not even guitar. Unprofessional. Wow, that's too bad. Do Pat Martino licks. Yeah, there's a good one that I learned recently. Something like that. I'll put some on there, yeah, for the next week. But we got our 6 for this week, so we can't do any more. But anyway, so I'll put this on here just one more time because I spelled it wrong in my own overlay. That's where you can check that out. You can get all kinds of other stuff. You can get all the extra content from all my YouTube lessons. You can get play-alongs for a bunch of tracks. You can get all kinds of stuff. That's where I'm putting all the extra content. So think about that. Consider that. It's nice, right? Yeah, actually, you know what? We got some time now. Aaron says, do you think one of these days you could show us the process of applying the licks to tunes? Let's do that right now, actually. Okay, so let's take one of these licks, for instance. Like this one, the... So first things first, when I learned that one, it's just over that G minor, C to F, right? It's the 2-5-1 at the end of the blues. So let's just at least first, you know, like, I'll first go to the exact tune that I learned it on and just try to play it in that. So let's just say it's like on an F blues, because that's what this is. Hopefully this will be decent. Let me know if the guitar doesn't come through strong enough. So then when that part comes up, I just want it to land. Right? So that's the lick. So just make sure you can play that. You just want to be able to play it and then play it at a couple speeds, right? Like let's say we did a faster one. So play it at a couple speeds, so you can do that. The second thing you want to do, you want to play it in a couple different keys. So like that's great for that, but like let's say, well, let's just take it so it's G, C, F, right? So that's step 2 is to just play it in a different key, right? Like what if it was over a tune in C, right? Right. Make sure I'm going to play this right. Right. Right, so let's just so you got that. Different keys, whatever, all 12 keys ideally. And then you want to use it, you want to try and use it in a couple different places, in a couple different tunes. So let's just, so it's a 2-5-1. We gotta find some tunes with the 2-5-1. Tune Up is a really good one. You know, it's just, let's try getting with a decent sounding backing track. Yeah, this is fine. This is a good one because then you can play it in three different keys in the same tune, right? See if I can do it. Probably not, but maybe. Already screwed it up. Try again. Yeah, probably not going to make that one. So, got to do your homework, right? So that's all good. Just using the lick. I don't know how many repetitions that's going to take for you to be able to just pull that out of a jam or a gig or something like that, but you want to be able to do that. But here's the bigger picture. You actually want to be able to make some sort of alteration to the lick or be comfortable with what's actually happening in the lick to the point where you can improvise something that sounds kind of like it. So let's just talk through that a little bit. We'll go back to the original key. So that enclosure, right? We can either have basically 1, 2, 3, 4. Or what if we started it like a beat early? 1, 2, 3. like we end up in the wrong place at the end, but it means we then need to do something to change the ending to make that work. So, if I start that lick, you can kind of start these licks anywhere. They're going to imply certain chords at certain times, but like let's say I start on beat 4, 1, 2, 3. So that wasn't the lick at the end, but I had to come up with something on my own. So I just decided, well, it sounds kind of bluesy, right? So I just played something bluesy. Right. Or let's say we started it late. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's not so much about playing the lick all the time. It's because here's the other thing. Let's say you're just you said cut and paste and write around them. Yeah, that's great if you can do that, but I personally can't do that, especially in like when the pressure's on. Like I'm pretty unlikely to hit a lick and really nail it. You know what I mean? So the value of these licks is I might not even really play the whole thing, and that's not really what you want anyway. So that was just taking little pieces of it, right? What's another way we could do that? That's what it was, yeah. And think about what pieces of that are important. So this thing. That thing right there is really about the G minor. See, we're enclosing the D. Enclosing the D of and we're doing that chromatic walk down to the third. So we're just emphasizing chord tones. Right? But then what happens when we get to... what's that? Looks a little bit like a diminished thing, but really, it's like a B. Think about it as like it's more like a G, like a B flat. What was I thinking of? I can't even think of what I'm thinking of. Kind of like the... Oh, sorry, that's why. I was like, what are we talking about here? It doesn't go to the B, it goes to C there. So it's a B flat 7, right? This little thing here, that in itself has like a lot of applications for any kind of bluesy language. You can so a lot of it's just like tinkering around with the pattern that you just learned. Just you want to mess around with it, see how flexible you can be with it. And it's not totally vague. It's not saying here's a bunch of random notes that might work with this. It is thinking about what key you're in and what key centers you're playing around. And think about this. This lick also is mostly is kind of half this bebop thing and half kind of bluesy, right? It's kind of bebop-ish, but then that's the bluesy part. So maybe if you're going to play on a tune like Tune Up. It's not really that bluesy a tune, right? Play the first part of the lick, maybe. Play something else, right? But let's say you were playing something very bluesy, like a blues. You might just want to play the bluesy part. You know what I mean? Like that's just using that shape right there. That's that second part of the lick. And then, since that sounds bluesy, you can kind of use that on the whole thing, right? That kind of thing. So I try to recount that. So be able to use the lick the way it was used, in the key that it was used, be able to play in a couple different keys, and then put it on different tunes. And then start tinkering with it, make it your own, because that's the thing that's going to actually help you play this kind of language live, you know what I mean? And learn different parts of it on different string sets, you know, like learn that somewhere else, right? Because we got different shapes and different places for G to have it, right? And then you can use that also. So hopefully that's helpful. Okay, so check out later today on Patreon for these licks. Yeah, that's the main thing. I think this is one of the first times I'm doing this, so it's a little bit getting used to the technology and keeping the enthusiasm happening through the process. I'm enthusiastic to do it, but it's hard to show that enthusiasm. You know what I mean? So, check out Patreon. Check out the YouTube channel that you're on right now. Subscribe, like, notification bell, all that good stuff. Yeah.